Women's rights to reproductive healthcare access have been restricted in recent years due to extreme morals and administrations, but this issue regarding women's healthcare dates back to well before the 1960s. Currently, this issue is very expansive and comprehensive and doesn't only regard abortion rights. In fact, due to U.S. foreign aid coverage, this issue affects all women, especially women globally. As the American government has programs to provide aid to helpless women in other countries and therefore has a greater ability to oppress and control the women in these quote-unquote worse-off countries. With 50.3 deaths per 100,000 live births in America, the maternal mortality rate is the result of the decrepit healthcare for women of all socioeconomic statuses in America. For such an advanced economic society, women's reproductive healthcare is a stage behind all the other well-developed countries. This is why having affordable and reliable healthcare for women aids in reducing this maternal mortality rate. And by taking away basic human rights, you're directly causing a lack of control over a person's life and a lack of opportunities for career and life goals. And some of the main causes of this issue that further propagate it are the laws that regulate women's bodies and the stigma around the issue that keeps it from moving forward. House Bill H.R. 722 is the perfect example of a bill pushing to alienate women further. This bill, according to Congress, states to implement equal protection under the 14th Article of the Amendment to the Constitution for the right of each born and preborn human person. This bill, among others, puts women in a second-class citizenship status in the way that they are treated by their government. Feelings of inequality and now laws seek to impede citizens' rights to choice. To gain more clarity on this issue, I surveyed women in my local community. With 36 respondents, 91.7% women, this graph shows that their ratings of the healthcare that they've received from Jackson Township are average and sometimes below average. And this pie chart shows that even though 55.6% of respondents haven't experienced inequality, almost half have. Both of these responses, while remaining on the smaller scale for a research project, reflect what the majority of Americans experience: inequality. Women's rights to healthcare is an overly stigmatized issue, as many are at this current time in our politics and the world where everything is very radicalized. Stigma is defined as a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. I gathered some information on what the local community perceives regarding stigma and its correlation to this topic. This stigma surrounding women's reproductive health doesn't just affect a public opinion, but it can also influence an integral part of lawmakers' decisions. To protect the women of America, we must reinstate pre-existing laws such as Roe v. Wade and remove any regulations that take away body autonomy from Americans. To move towards positive progress, we must recognize oppression and address it. As said best by Dr. Carrie Brayman, professor of English in Buffalo, New York, she says, "Yeah, I think a lot of this is pushback. Women have made huge strides in our society. Medical school is now half women, as well as law school, so we've seen huge strides. In fact, more women go to college now than men in the United States, so this is a way to keep women barefoot and pregnant." Her words serve as a reminder of how far women's rights have come since the past. But still, this sense of inequality is what 50.5% of Americans experience every day as their reality. There should not be any form of debate on a human being's right to choose regarding their own body. Not only this, but there must be an acknowledged separation between religious morals and the basic founding principles of the U.S. In the land of the free, there should be zero tolerance for the obstruction of freedom for women. Whether you're a woman or not, especially if not, you should educate yourself and show empathy to the cause. I shouldn't have to explain how the woman around you could be your daughter or your mother, because you should know and recognize that women are people too. This is not a debate, it is a war over human rights and the restoration of the Constitution as we know it.